Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Cryogonal. Cryogonal is a fantastic Pokemon in my opinion, in the fact that it can do a couple of different things, fill a couple of different niches that not a lot of Pokemon can actually fill. And it also has relatively okay stats on the special side. So for example, base 80 HP with base 135 special defense is going to make it very difficult to take down on the special front. Base 95 special attack is very respectable, meaning it can actually do some damage to different Pokemon. And base 105 speed is very good, meaning it outspeeds a lot of different Pokemon, especially those base 100 speed Pokemon, which are very common. The only downside really is the fact that its defense is base 50, which means it's not going to take physical attacks very well. It's an ice type Pokemon, so it takes 25% damage on Stealth Rocks if you're not running heavy duty boots, which you won't always be running necessarily. And also base 50 attack, meaning that things like its Rapid Spin and Knockoff don't do as much damage as you'd probably like them to. But today we have got 3 sets. The first set is more of a supportive style set. So on here we've got leftovers allowing us to heal ourselves up. You can run heavy duty boots if you're concerned about hazards, for example. That would allow for you to obviously not take damage on the Stealth Rocks, which you would take 25% damage from. You've then got Levitate as your ability, so if someone's running things like Spikes or Toxic Spikes, that would work quite nicely without the heavy duty boots because you wouldn't take any damage on income unless they're running Gravity, which is very unlikely. Move-wise, we've got Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin is a fantastic move. One, it increases your speed by 1, but the better ability of it is it gets rid of hazards specifically on your side of the field. So it can get rid of those Stealth Rocks, those Spikes, Toxic Spikes, even things like Leech Seed as well, it can get rid of. So Rapid Spin can work really nicely. It does increase your speed as well, so you might be able to outspeed a couple of different Pokemon and possibly get some damage off on them as well. We've got Knockoff, which is a brilliant Dark-type move. It allows you to get rid of the items on a lot of different Pokemon, so things like choice items can make a Pokemon a lot less scary when you've got rid of them. Things like heavy duty boots as well, if you get rid of those, the next time they come in, they're going to take a lot of damage, or they're just going to decide to stay in because they're going to take a lot of damage on their next income as well. I've then got Freeze Dry is a powerful ice type attack boosted by Stab, which is also super effective against water type Pokemon, so Freeze Dry is a really good potential alternative to things like Ice Beam or Blizzard. And we've then got Recover as an option to heal ourselves up, because realistically, with this set, you're going to take some damage. Now, if the opposing team has a lot of Ghost-type Pokemon, for example, you can always replace Rapid Spin with things like Defog, but just be aware that would get rid of your hazards as well. So that's something that you just need to weigh up the benefits and the costs of. EV's got max HP and max speed. We're timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special attack, allowing for that Freeze Dry to do a little bit more there. You could always go for the minus defense nature if you wanted to, instead of the minus attack, allowing for the Rapid Spin and Knockoff to do a little bit more, but it doesn't really matter hugely. Because those two moves are designed more for utility rather than attacking. Now, I'd always recommend going for max possible speed on Cryogonal. It would allow for it to outspeed a lot of different Pokemon and get its Rapid Spin or Knockoff off really quickly, especially if it's low on health. It can also get that Recover off, hopefully, as a priority to most other Pokemon. Moving on to the second set for Cryogonal, we have got a Life Orb set. Now, you could go for a Choice Spec set here if you wanted to. You just have to replace Recover with something like Ice Beam, because Cryogonal unfortunately doesn't get a hugely wide move pool. It gets a couple of different moves, but in terms of attacking, it's very limited in what it can do. So I put the Life Orb on here. Life Orb increases your attack power by 1.3 times, meaning that adds an extra about 90 onto your special attack to come to around just over 400 in the special attack, which actually is a pretty nice attack stat. Move-wise, I've gone for Ancient Power. Powerful rock-type attack hits a fair amount of Pokemon, things like flying types that might not be affected by the ice-type moves, for example. It also hits things like bug types, super effective damage, and I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. Of ice types, I think it hits for super effective damage as well, so and fire types, which you are weak to. So Ancient Power can be very handy, and there is a 10% chance for you to get that Omni boost, so you get the attack, special attack, defense, special defense, and speed boost, all by 1, which if you did, obviously that would be absolutely fantastic, and you would be able to hit a lot harder. We've then got Flash Cannon, which is a powerful steel type attack. Hits a lot of different Pokemon, again, things like rock types. It can also hit other ice types, and fairy types for super effective damage. Now, a lot of teams do run fairy types, so obviously having that steel type coverage can be very helpful. Again, Freeze Dry, as I said, I think Freeze Dry works slightly better because you can get the super effective on there on the water types, and I feel like having that super effective on the water types outweighs potentially the extra little bit of power on Ice Beam. And finally, I've put Recover on here, that you're going to take damage to the Life Orb and probably to taking a few hits as well, so having that Recover there can work very nicely. Again, obviously be cautious of any physical Pokemon that come in. You might want a Will-O-Wisp user in the back to burn any physical Pokemon so you're taking less damage, and that could definitely benefit you in a lot of scenarios. Eevee's gone for max special attack and max speed with a modest nature, so more special attack, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense it should be. You could run it in defense, but it's unlikely you're going to want to be taking any hits on your defense anyways. You could run it as a timid nature, so more speed, less special attack. No, sorry, more speed, less attack in that scenario. It's entirely up to you what you decide to go for. Obviously, if you want to go for more of a fast Pokemon, then it's the timid. If you want to go for more attacking, then it is the modest. Again, that would depend on things if you have like sticky webs on your team, or the opposing team is really slow, maybe a Trick Room user team. So a couple of different things that you'd have to look out for in that, especially if you're in a draft format where you're having to plan for it. Moving on to the final Cryogonal, I've gone for an attempted Dynamax set. I'll admit this is a little bit of a quirky set, but I think it could potentially do a little bit of damage. I put Light Clay on here. Light Clay allows for the Aurora Veil to turn from 5 turns to 8 turns. Now I will upfront say there are far better Aurora Veil users. There are amazing Aurora Veil users such as Alolan Ninetales, and this is a bit more of a quirky style set. So on here you would Dynamax. You would use Blizzard or Freeze Dry to allow you to set up the Hail, and that Hail will allow you to get chip damage on different Pokemon. You can then potentially use Max Guard a couple of times with the Recover, or you could possibly even use the Max Hailstorm to attack different Pokemon. Then when you're out of Dynamax, you have the Aurora Veil, you set that up, and that allows for you to have... Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Allows for you to have +1 in both your defense and your special defense for your whole team. It's basically 1.5 times on your defenses, or lowers the attack power of the opposing Pokemon. And that will be for 8 turns with the Light Clay. Now, if you was to run something like the Freeze Rock, the Icy Rock, that's it. If you run the Icy Rock, that is going to extend the Hail for 8 turns, but you only have 5 turns of the Aurora Veil, so you have to consider that one. Personally, I'd probably go for the Light Clay, but you could always go for the Icy Rock. With the Hail, your Blizzard is going to hit 100% of the time, so having that Hail set up, Blizzard hits really hard. But then having Freeze Dry for 1, those water types, which obviously are very common, and 2, if you're out of Hail. So you can only set up the Hail when you're Dynamax on this set. You could go for just Hail instead of Blizzard and take this out of a Dynamax set if you wanted to. It's up to you. Obviously, I said this is a really quirky set, and there are definitely better ways of setting up an Aurora Veil. And the final move I've got in here is Recover. It allows you to heal up, obviously because you're going to take some damage when you are Dynamax or when you are attacking. EV's gone for max HP, max special defense with a calm nature, so more special defense, less attack, and 4 EVs in special attack here. Sorry, these sets are a bit weirdly built. But yeah, that is basically all for Cryogonal. As I said, that last set is really quirky, but those first 2 sets are definitely really good, and I would recommend you giving them a go. But yeah, that is all for today. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, set with a good one, and I will see you soon.